discussing. Do I have everything I need? I had a paper, no? Did I bring the paper? Hold on. Let me just make sure I brought it up. This is Shabbat. Okay, so the question is, Rabotai, בבתי כנסת, רבים נהגו להניח בארון הקודש ליד ספרי התורה, ספר haftarot. העשוי בגלילה כאין ספר תורה. In many shuls like ours, the custom is to put, where do we store the sefer haftarah? In the aron kodesh, right next to the sefer Torah. And the sefer haftarah is not a book. It's standing up. It's still printed on, it's a printer. It's not written with ink and cloth, the sefer haftarah that we have. If you've ever gone from Haftir, you know that. It's printed. Yeah, it's printed. And it's, I've never seen, it's not, the minhag is not to use cloth for sefer haftarah. Not only that, could be an issue of mixing up. This is, sefer haftarah is printed. When I grew up, in the old days, when I was a kid, we used to have a book. The Syrians, they used an actual book, no sefer haftarah. And I remember when we got older, they had the sefer haftarahs, but we didn't always use it. Sometimes we just left it over there and we still read it from the book. The aron kodesh is a storage cabinet for sifrei Torah, for the holy books. It's not a storage cabinet for printed sifrei haftarot. Moshe, you ready for this one? Listen, this is for you. רימונים של ספר תורה על ספר ההפטרות כשמוציאים אותו לקלוט בסיבוד. What happened was this week Moshe says to me, he says, I think the rimonim are the bells, the pieces on the top with the bells on the Torah. He said, I think the rimonim was switched. The Sefer HaTorah, I think that's from a Torah's rimon. And so already, where's Itai? He's coming. And so already,
the other way.
Itai told me, no, because
Sefer Haftarah rimonim went to the Sefer.
Went on the Torah. What was on the Haftarah?
The Haftarah that we had the Navi set over.
Okay. So already, I think it was either last year or 2 years ago, me and Itai, we put stickers inside all the rimonim, so we know it's exactly which one it matches to. I did it really honestly, not for the halakha. I did it so because when they do Yom Kippur, the whole balagan, they take out every Sefer Torah. It's a massive mix-up of what everything belongs to. So the question is, are you allowed to put rimonim from a Torah onto a haftarah and vice versa? Teshuvah. The answer is as follows. The Beit Hadash, asar lehaniach humashim v'sidurim ba'aron HaKodesh hamiyu'ad l'sefrei Torah. The Bah says you cannot store humash or sidur in the aron HaKodesh, only sefrei Torah. Mishum she'hadavar nechshav kehorada mekedushat aron HaKodesh, because you're dropping it the level of holiness from the Sefer Torah. Like it says in the Masechet Megillah, mutar leglol Sefer Torah b'mapah hamiyuchedet humashim. If you have a Humash cover. Imagine you had a Humash cover, a cloth that covers the Humash book, and you want to take it out and use it for the Sefer Torah. You can convert that to a Sefer Torah cloth, but you can't do vice versa. You can't take the cloth and the scarf on the. It's a big question I always had regarding the scarf. It's not really usually used inside the Torah. Once in a while, but let's just say you're an Ashkenaz and you have a cloth used for the Torah, and I want to take that and move it to the Humashim. You can't. You're dropping it down from its kedusha.
Downgrade.
אסור לגלול חומשים בספרי נביאים וכתובים במפה המיוחדת לספרי התורה שמעלים בקודש ואין מורידים. And so it says the Bah, same halakha. הוא הדין כאן, same thing here. אסור להשתמש בארון הקודש מיוחד לספרי תורה. If you have a shelf, a cubby, a cabinet, which is only for ספרי Torah, you can't put חומשים וסידורים in there. And that's the words of the Bah. About the Magen Avraham says, if sheyesh ta'atir b'azim mitam lev betid matne alehem. There's a halakha matne alehem bedin, which means when we made the shul, the rabbi already, or the rabbis or the community already put a condition into the shul. We do what we want in the shul. And the Ya'abetz brings a proof from Masechet Shabbat, which says, hayu matzni'in tiruma es sefer Torah. I don't know if you remember this. We did this a long time ago in one of the Gemara classes. Remember we said, we were talking about whether, the context is whether Megillat Esther is holy. And what was the phrase? 10 points, if you remember, if you were in the Gemara class Wednesday night. What was the phrase we used to say something is holy? Megillat Esther metamet et hayadayim. Remember this phrase? No? In the Gemara, Itai, remember this phrase? Megillat Esther is metamet et hayadayim. Remember? In the Gemara, a lot of times, when you learn Gemara, you're going to see this phrase pop up once in a blue moon, which means Megillat Kohelet is metamet et hayadayim or ina metamet et hayadayim. It's a question the Gemara will ask. Does it make your hands impure? If it makes your hands impure, it means it's holy or it's not holy. It means it's holy. You remember this? You don't remember this? We talked about this a long time ago. Maybe 3 years ago, Purim. It used to be, the halakha is, a Sefer Torah, if you touch the Sefer Torah, it's mitameh et hayadayim. You have to wash it. Why? Because they used to store the food in the cabinet with the Torah. And the mice would come eat the food, and the rats would come eat the food, and the rats would also eat the Torah. And so they told me, they told people, stop storing your food with the Torahs already. Enough already. And nobody listened. And so what they said, they made a decree. From now on, if you have a Torah and you touch it, you touch the food's tameh. The Sefer Torah is tameh et hayadayim. So when the Gemara, so if you ever come across this halakha, you said, metameh et hayadayim is to make your hands impure, meaning it's a high level of holiness, opposite of what you would think. And it asked about Kohelet, it asked about Shirashirim, it asked about all these different things.
What's the thing with the by the way?
It is in the end, but it's a mahloket in the Gemara. Yesh omrim, yesh omrim. No, klaf, for klaf. Yeah. And then Shlomo Amelech, there's a question about Kohelet and Mishleh, because maybe some people say, there's one shita in the Gemara that says, it's just the chokhmah, it's just the wisdom of King Solomon. It's not holy. Just one opinion. But the other opinions say, now it's all holiness. Okay, let's go for it. So what is the proof over here? From the fact that we got into this whole mess, it shows that people used to store the food with the Sefer Torah. The Hayu Masne'in Tiruma is Sefer Torah. And so therefore, if they can store food by the Sefer Torah, from the letter of the law, then why can't you store a haftarot with the Sefer Torah? We see on an everyday occurrence. I'm not sure this is an exaggeration. I would hope it's not every day, but he says it's an everyday, able to be every day maybe. When you're reading the Torah, you find a mistake. I thought there was a mistake yesterday when I was reading. Did you hear me pause for a second when I was reading yesterday? I thought there was a mistake. Dabar and diba. I thought it was a mistake because one pasuk says this motzi'ed diba. The Miraganim, they spoke Lashon Hara, motzi'ed diba. How do you translate that in English?
Diba.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's very good. And then there's another pasuk that says motzi'ed dabar. And I'm like, when I read dabar, I'm like, no, this one is diba, and I got all messed up. So, but it was kosher in the end. That's why I paused. He quoted.
I think you also read it as dabar.
Yeah, I read it, and I'm like, and then I'm so stubborn sometimes that I think it's the way even though it says dabar, I'm like, so it says if there's, God forbid, a mistake in the Sefer Torah, what do you do with it? Or you see letters are connected, which they're not allowed to be connected. The Sefer Torah is pasul. What do you do with the Sefer Torah? Mahazrim otot is the Sefer Torah, aron kodesh. You put it back in the aron kodesh. So if you could put a pasul Torah and no good Torah with the kosher Torah, why can't you put a haftarah? There's a proof the Abed brings. שספר תורה שיש בו טעות, או שחסר בו אות יתר, או אות אחת, if it has an extra letter, or it's missing a letter, or a mistake, או אות אחת נוגעת בחברתה, or one letter touching another letter, it's pasul, ואין בו קידושת ספר תורה. It doesn't have the holiness of the Torah anymore.
Yeah, but it's
what type of holiness does it have? אלא הריהו כחומש מן החומשים. It has the holiness of a chumash. If you drop it, you kiss it, chumash. But if you drop a Torah, you go a lot more than kissing.
There's another thing. It's a דבר שבקדושה שנפגם.
Yeah.
So it's different than דבר שהוא לגמרי לא בקדושה. זאת אומרת,
yeah, 100%.
This particular set.
It's knocked down a level.
So first time will come the following day. We'll separate the letter. Boom, it's kadosh.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why you
don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But that's why he's bringing me a proof. At the very least, I want to equate this to a haftarah.
I think it's a week.
Because I would say it's holier than a haftarah.
To begin with, it comes from comes from royalty. This comes from the.
I would say the opposite for you. It's not only comes from, it has the ability tomorrow to be holy.
It just says
Yeah, but I would say, and that's a good point, but I would lean the other way. The fact that tomorrow, all you need is one scribe to come and scratch out a little ink and it's kosher. The haftarah can never be holy. Almost like the bash yesh lo matinin. This has potential to be holy. Okay. Anyway, he wants to use it as a proof. And says, and Maran Shulchan Aruch says the same thing. You put it back in the aron kodesh. And therefore, against your will, we would say that lev betin matne alehim. When we make the aron kodesh, the betin of the town, the rabbi of the town, has a tanai usually. I'm making the shul whatever I want to do with it. And so it sort of overrides a lot of the rules. From this reason, we put a lot of stuff sometimes in the kodesh. Rimonim, just regular rimonim that are not connected to a Torah. Store them in the kodesh. It's all because of this reason. Let's say for haftarot, so too for the haftarot, that you should be allowed to put them in the aron. Leave the Jews alone. Im enam neviim. You know this phrase? Im enam neviim, b'nei neviim. Even if they're not prophets, they're the sons of prophets. It's a very common phrase they use. And so therefore, it seems from here that he's holding this way, that it's okay, no problem storing the haftarah in the kodesh. Next question. However, it seems it seems that it should be asur to switch the rimonim from on top of the Sifrei Torah onto the haftarot. You're taking it down from holiness. Like it says, if you want to put rimonim on the haftarot, you should make special rimonim just for the haftarot and not used ones from the Sefer Torah. They should look different. Or have the sticker that we made. It should look different so that you know these are only haftarot rimonim, not Sefer Torah. Like the Hida writes, kodesh Yerushalayim. We're about to read the Hida. Ulam nid'eh. That's Ulam nid'eh. That's Chamvadia. And now he's about to quote the Hida. Like the Hida says, V'zu leshono, this is his words. V'ira kodesh Yerushalayim, in Yerushalayim, asu sefer haftarot be'gelila ke'en sefer Torah. They make the beautiful haftarah in a case and everything, looks like a Torah. V'tiva moreno v'rabbeinu hagon hamufla, Rabbi Eliezer Nahum, the great rabbi, I don't know this rabbi, Rabbi Eliezer Nahum. Mufla, the Hida saying he's an unbelievable rabbi. Zatzal, the Shanot Surat Harimonim Shasefer Haftarot, that you have to change the artwork on the Rimonim. Shinui Nikad has to be something that you can recognize easily. That you can never mix it up with the Sefer Torah. And it seems he says best is just use a different metal. If the Sefer Torah is silver, make the Sefer Haftarah out of copper. Interesting halacha. Cheaper. To bring them on a higher level than the prophets. To separate from the little level of the holy and the holy. Okay, and therefore, and I'll read the one last part. It's very good. Don't do hagbaha. I don't know, people, maybe some shuls they do it, I don't know. Don't do hagbaha with the Sifrei Haftarot. When they pick up the Torah to show everybody, don't do that with the Haftarah. Bring it closed. I told you once, the Syrians, we never did hagbaha growing up. Now already they're doing it everywhere. They copy everybody. We never did hagbaha growing up. No. We brought the Sefer open. We walk with it open, and that's the hagbaha. While the guy's walking down. Yeah. As the guy's walking down. And so that was their hagbaha, open. Right. No, over here they don't do both. They don't do it open. We bring it closed.
Many times we bring.
Oh, I'm saying in this shul.
Many times we bring.
I'm a big fan of open. I like bringing.
Many times. just a little tough. Not everybody can hold it.
Yeah.
And then take the top in the corner and then
Yeah.
close it before you go in.
It's a good thing to do.
That's why we don't do it all the time. Not everybody feels comfortable. I can tell you personally, many times I carry it myself.
I love it open. I love it. And so therefore, by the same reason, you shouldn't bring the haftarah open. Also, for the same reason. Wifrat, the Fia Kabbalah, especially according to the Kabbalah, sheyesh tam miuchad be'agbat Sefer Torah. There's a very special reason for the Sefer Torah, where we pick it up. We did this in a ladies' class like a couple of years ago. Sheyesh ha'ara kidusha l'chol ha'mastakinim bo. There's holiness that comes out of the letters. You want to make sure you see the letters when they open the Sefer Torah. Look at it. The whole pinky finger, I don't know where that came from. We said, we quoted the Chidah. Helen, remember this Chidah? It was a long time ago. The Chidah says that when does the ha'ara, when do the letters provide this light? And before the Sefer is read. Once the complete reading of the Sefer in the Beit Knesset, the letters don't give the light anymore. The Chidah. The Ashkenazim do Hagbaha after. According to the Chidah, the light is turned off.
They don't call it Hagbaha, they call it Glila.
That's the second thing. Hagbaha and Glila. It's two things.
I know they
They say Yamod HaMagbiah v'Hagolel. That's what they say in Chabad.
Or maybe Chabad, but I've been to schools where they say Glila.
They say
And everybody knows that the Glila is.
But that's not really the Glila. That's hard to do. That's a hard job.
I know. So you get all
because it's very
especially try to do it in the machine.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
But anyway, according to the Chidah, by the time the Ashkenazim are all looking at the light turned off.
I've done that. Like,
there's no more holiness in it. I mean, there's
the challenge is how much can you open when you live?
Yeah.
Not try to
But can't you rip it? Like if you're not careful, you could rip it.
I know. The only thing happens is it starts doing this.
Yeah. In summary, but it's stitched. In summary, on all the panels. In summary, mutar le'aniach sefer haftarot ba'aron kodesh liyad sefer Torah. You are allowed to put the sefer haftarot. You know, after Purim. So in the little cubby, in the little bookshelf in the corner where Yair sits, on top of there is my shofar that I blow. And also I put the Megillat Esther up there. He saw it up there. He's like, I don't like it up there. Move it in the Aron kodesh. So what I do, I put it on kodesh because this is the halakha. He's really allowed. Mutar le'aniach sefer haftarot ba'aron kodesh. You can put the sefer haftarot in Aron kodesh, even though there's Torah is there. About en le'ishtamesh b'rimonei sefer Torah le'anicham berosh sefer haftarot halakha l'ma'aseh. Don't mix up the rimonim and put mix it from a Torah to a haftarah. Ela yesh la'asot rimonim miyuhadim l'sefrei haftarot. And like he said in the actual halakha, don't do hagbaha with the haftarah. You just keep it closed. It's holy. The prophets are indeed holy, but we separate between Torah and Nevi'im. And on to the next one.